Today, and actually for the past month or so, I've been reflecting on my reflection. I'm going to do a quick walkabout and try to keep it brief. I tend to go too long in videos. That's something I'd like to change too. I'd like to keep it brief, or at least shorter, and I'll do a little walkabout in the studio. And what I want to talk about, if you've been following, all you internet and YouTube clan, hello. And if you've been following my channel, you might have noticed I privatized most of my videos, and I'm rethinking my strategies as in my YouTube presence. I'm rethinking my strategies and hoping to streamline my message, what I understand, what I do. I'm actually much better, I think anyway, as a painter rather than a YouTube commenter. And if you've seen my YouTubes, I've been primarily in the last 4 years actually, more, since March, the second week after the catastrophe at Fukushima, the 3 full-core meltdowns at a nuclear plant in Japan called Fukushima Daiichi. I've been talking and expressing my outrage and fear of the consequences of this disaster, which is not being fixed. It is not being mitigated. It's not being dealt with the way it should be dealt with. And there are many people on YouTube talking about this, creating content, as they say, on this catastrophe. And I'm reflecting. I'm thinking about what I am doing every day. And I've been commenting on a lot of issues, the oligarchs, the whole idea of our history, the erroneous history. This is my reflection that I am not doing the best I can because my expertise is as a painter, as an artist, and I believe that this is the direction I need to go more in my presentations to find success. We need a success. We need to find a success in our fight against this monster called the nuclear industry. I call it a criminal syndicate. They are running away with everything on this planet. I am outraged, and you're looking at my tools of the trade from a previous show called The Song of Songs, not directly related to me as a painter, but the tools of the trade. And this is part of my reflection. I think I pulled this work out and I'm mounting it. These are works on paper, and I'm mounting it on canvas so that it's preserved. I call it my detailed tools, and it's from a detailing page that detailers use. Anyway, this is not the issue. I have decided that my feeling about reflecting on the YouTubes that I've presented, that I've done up until now, do not actually invoke that part of me, what I call the best part of me, which is definitely related to my work as a painter. There are other things that I do, but I think this is kind of like 90% of my life. And what is it that I try to understand? What is it that happens to me when I make a painting, especially a painting that I actually really like? Some paintings I like more than others, and some are, I suppose, in a technical way more successful than others possibly. But what I really like is the feeling that when a person looks at my painting, there is no argument, there is no discussion, there is no great dissertation. That's all after the fact. And what I believe happens to people that really like my work, they incorporate it without, I suppose, I feel very seductive in some of the processes and some of the elements that I use. Paint is a very seductive medium. If you're thinking about mixing paint, and the sensuality of paint itself is a very seductive medium, and it contains within it a communication that is, it's a mystery. It's just the colors and all of the things that come together in certain ways. It's nothing you can plan. When it happens, and it happens beautifully, it's just one of those things you accept. And this is what I feel is missing in my struggle to expose what I understand about this catastrophe at Fukushima, that the acceptance needs to be established before anything else. And when you look at my paintings, and I'm standing in front of a fairly large painting of a crucifixion based on the Grunewald crucifixion, the most magnificent ever in terms of the subject. There's nothing cute or neat or wonderful about this. This is just a brutal realization of a period of our history when we came together in a certain way and we never overcame this. We never managed to overcome this, so we end up with this. This is what I say. And it's a continuity. When I talk about my work, it's a continuity. It's historical. My work is historical in this sense. And I'm picking up threads from the past and my influences and people that gave me permission. And what I noticed when I look at a painting like this Grunewald, I didn't see it in real life, but I look at this painting and there's an immediate acceptance of something. Even though it's difficult to look at, I feel myself accepting something. I take it in. And as I reflected on this personal feeling of how I deal with a painting, I realized that on my YouTube and in my criticism of people, in my attacks on the oligarchs and the obvious usual suspects, the criminals that are actually running the show, it's a fact that the nuclear industry is neither safe, clean, or cheap. It's all a lie, but it keeps on going. But there are many people that are expressing themselves on this fact superbly, beautifully. What is not happening, and I think you've seen this in my channel, is to begin to feel a caring about our environment, about ourselves, about everything. That feeling of caring, which allows us to change. This is what I think is what allows us to change. If we don't care, we don't change. We may be bludgeoned into something we don't want to do and we do it, but that's only temporary. We need to accept this. We need to find a way to actually accept what it is that's going on right now under our noses. What is happening right now under our noses? This guy's upside down nose. And we need to feel, I need to be able to communicate this idea. This very simple idea. Nothing will happen. We will have no success until we just accept the simple fact that this is happening. And there is nothing required of anyone other than that. There is nothing required. There is nothing required to do, because when I heard the Fukushima disaster at 3/11/11, when I heard that this disaster occurred, well, of course, the upset, the incredible monumental fact of this imprinted itself on me, and I didn't think, oh, what am I going to do? I just began to feel the acceptance that this has actually occurred. This has happened. This has happened in such a monumental, epic way, and it's an acceptance. And I want to say that whoever listens to this, you need to do you don't have to do anything. This is what I'm saying. You don't have to do anything. Nothing. Accept. Just accept that this has happened. And I believe, like with me, I changed my whole way of working to some extent, not physically the technique part of it, but the psychological, emotional part changed drastically. And I think this is what we need to do. There is no sense in me telling anybody what to do. There is no sense even in me criticizing anyone, except the usual suspects. But I will even shift away from that and try to seduce people into accepting. And that's my new strategy, and we'll see how successful I am, and it'll actually be realized if I can pull off a major show. This is the ultimate proof of it, and going towards success of having my work exhibited, which is directly about this fact, the acceptance that this has happened. Nothing will change in our lives, and nothing will change with Fukushima unless people begin to accept this on a large scale. And to feel that you have to do something is preventing people from this acceptance. That's what I think. This is, on reflection, on reflection, this is what I feel.